I'm Kelly King, and I am a breaking news anchor with WDTN, otherwise known as Channel 2. And my role at Channel 2 is to keep the finger on the pulse of what's happening locally, nationally, and internationally. What are the big stories of the day? What are the top stories? What do people care about? What is developing? And that can change from day to day. And it's my job to bring you stories and content on air, online, and across social media platforms like Facebook and Twitter. And I didn't always used to be in this position. I used to be right where you're sitting. I made the decision to go to the University of Dayton. And that career, that choice, impacted me for my career and the rest of my life. And I remember at that time I was nervous, and I'm sure that some of you are nervous too about where this choice will lead you, but I can tell you right now, it is going to be exciting. And it's going to be the ride of a lifetime for all of you. This event gives you the opportunity to meet some DPS stakeholders. These are just some of the people who are cheering for you today. Your new superintendent, and congratulations by the way, your mayor, and school board vice president are all here to speak to you. But you also have other people in this audience. Other Dayton School Board members, representatives from the Montgomery County Scholarship Program, and many, many others. It also gives stakeholders, community members, teachers, principals, an opportunity to see where you will land this fall, to see the choices you've made and the places you will go. You will also hear from a gentleman who attended Dayton Public Schools. His dynamic message will let you know that nothing should stand in the way of your success. But first, let me start with your superintendent. Dr. Elizabeth Lawley came to Dayton Public Schools in 2016 as Associate Superintendent. In March of this year, she officially became the superintendent of your district. She formally welcomes you, Dr. Lawley.
Good morning and welcome to signing day. Today is a day that hopefully sets the path for your future. Signing day is a commitment to your future. Whether you're going to college, into your career field, or into the United States military, you're committing to something. That's the easy part. You can say, yes, I'm signing today, and enjoy the rest of the activities planned for you here, and then not move forward with those plans and claiming your future. Or you can commit to be the best that you can be and follow through with your commitment today. I'm a first-generation college graduate. My dad was a steel worker, and my mom was a grocery store bakery clerk. Much like you, I was uncertain about what my life after high school would be like. However, I committed to go to college. I went to Miami University in Oxford, Ohio. Because of my commitment to be the best that I could be, today I stand before you as a successful educator who has had a very long and blessed career. For you, I say the following. Commit to move forward with your future plans. Commit to ask questions when you are uncertain about a procedure or a process. Commit to learn as much as you can about what you are doing. Commit to do your very best every day. Commit to your future. Congratulations and have a terrific day today. We're proud of you and all of your achievements. Thank you.
John McManus was elected as member of Dayton Board of Education in November of 2015. In January of this year, he was selected to serve as board vice president. Mr. McManus.
Great crowd, great crowd. And congratulations so much. And I want to say congratulations not just to those who are signing, but to your families and your friends and your teachers and staff and everybody who helped you get here. This is an enormous accomplishment today. And I'm so very proud of y'all. And thank you, Superintendent, for those kind remarks. And I've got some colleagues here, Dr. Robert Walker and Jocelyn Reiner, who serve on the school board with me, who do a great job. I'm going to be quick, but I do want to share a word or two. Gosh, when you're 6'5", it's really tough to get to a microphone. But, and I know, yeah, it's not easy. So, when I was running for the school board, and you'll come to a time in your life where someone will look you in the eye, right? They'll get up right in front of your face and they'll say something very profound. And you will remember that for the rest of your life. And I'll never forget what a lady said to me when I was out there knocking doors. She said, "John, if you win this, then do something and stay on your path." And I've never forgotten that. I've never forgotten that. And there are times through your life that maybe somebody said something to you that you haven't forgotten, you take with you every single day. Never forgotten that. And one thing that I think is so great about today for everybody here is not only are you doing something, but you have already done something profound. You have already achieved. And you are equipping yourself with tools that not everybody gets to make a phenomenal life for yourself. A phenomenal life for yourself. So remember, when you go out there into the world with this new knowledge that you will gain, do something with it. Do something with it to make the world a better place. Do something with it to make your own life even better and better for those around you. And so I'm so proud of everybody here. You have achieved. You are great. You should be very proud of yourself. Give yourself a round of applause, and God bless you, and have fun out there.
It's my pleasure to introduce this next speaker. Mark Anthony Garrett loves teachers. In fact, they're his heroes. It took a third grade teacher to let him know how great he was and that he had special gifts that have not been explored. Because he struggled both academically and socially, Mark had been written off as a troublemaker, a kid who was slipping through the cracks. But that special teacher is the person who gave him light and pushed him to excellence. He is now a motivational speaker and author of Teachers Are Heroes, 7 Principles for Transforming Teaching. Mark's story and Teachers Are Heroes message have been featured on ABC, NBC, CBS, and Fox networks and affiliates. Please welcome Mr. Mark Anthony Garrett.
All right. What's up? What's going on, graduates? By a show of hands, let me ask you this question. How many of you guys want to be successful? Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Everybody's hands should be up. Let me share this with you right now, young people. Let me share this with you. First thing is, I got some ground rules. If I'm talking, you shouldn't be talking. Because this is the turning point for the rest of your life. And I want you to realize this right now. It doesn't matter the fact that you have graduated and are going to college. What matters is, what will you do with the opportunity that you have? Big difference. See, for a kid like me who grew up in Dayton, unfortunately, my mother had some issues. My mother was a prostitute, and she sold her body for money. My daddy, never met him. If he walked in this room today, wouldn't know who he was. Lived in the projects. I don't know if you guys understand what it is to be poor, but living in the projects wasn't fun. I don't know if you know about the Soto Baths, Hilltop, places like that. See, I grew up in an environment where they said that kids like me wouldn't succeed. That kids like me couldn't do anything. Because see, I was one of those kids who they said would never succeed because I'm an 8th grade dropout, dropped out of school in 8th grade. Got involved in gangs, drugs, selling drugs, in gangs, doing negative things, in and out of juvenile jail. And I had to make a very crucial decision at one point in my life. And the decision is, am I going to continue to do the things I'm doing and expecting a different result? Because see, I don't know if you ever seen the movie Boys in the Hood. See, back in the 80s when crack came to our neighborhood, it was either you sold drugs or you just had to do something to try to stay out of the way. And I was trying to do a combination of everything. I was trying to figure out why my adopted parents always had this thing called domestic violence and why mom and dad was always fighting all the time. I didn't understand why I lost over 13 of my friends before I turned 18 to gun violence. I didn't understand why my father, my adopted father, we didn't have a relationship and he never told me he loved me till I was 35. And see, that a lot of things happen in your life, but you have to make the decision. Everybody say decision. You have to make the decision on what you want to do with the rest of your life. Dropped out of school in the 8th grade, got involved in gangs, almost lost my life several times to gun violence. Because see, when you sell drugs, that comes with a price. And I saw so many of my friends die, so many of my friends get locked up. I got a friend right now still doing over 45 years in prison because of one decision that he made. One decision that could have changed his whole life, and it did. That decision, when he pulled that trigger, cost him 45 years of his life. I got a son right now who is 30 years old, has already done 13 of a 16-year bid because of one decision. Why would you say that, Mr. Garrett? Why would you come and tell me that you have a kid who's in prison? Aren't you embarrassed? No, because I didn't make his decision. He made it. And when you make the decision in your life, either you're going to make the right decisions or you're not going to make the decision. But here's the thing. Is that better? Here's the thing I want you to realize is your parents have no control over you once you leave. You graduated. So first of all, give yourself a round of applause for that. It's about the decisions that you make at this point. We talk about thinking outside the box. Young people, I want you to realize this. Anything in life that you want, you can have it. Anything that you decide that you want to do with the rest of your life, you can have it. When I was locked up in juvenile, 303 West 2nd Street, when I was locked up in there, I had to make a decision. What am I going to do with the rest of my life? Because I know when I turn 18, if I made another decision, I was straight off to the prison pipeline. And they're building prisons quicker than they're building Walmarts right now, and they're looking for kids just like you. No matter whether you're black, whether you're white, whether you're Hispanic, whether you're other, the thing about it is you make the wrong decision, there's a place for you. They call it the graveyard, or they call it prison, and you don't want to be there. Trust me. My son told me to tell you, make the right decisions. My son told me to tell you to listen to your parents or your guardians. My son told me to tell you, you don't want to be where he is. It doesn't matter how tough you think you are. It doesn't matter you graduated. It doesn't matter that you're going off to college. If you make the wrong decision, you lose. And this is all about winning. Some of you, if I interviewed you, some of you have lived some lives and seen some things that nobody should see and nobody should experience at your young age. So I wish I could come in here and talk to you like you're babies, but I'm not. You're adults now, in my opinion, young adults are ready to go out into the world, and the world is waiting on you. The world has its arms open up to you, and it's waiting for you to embrace it. What will you do with the decision and the opportunity that you have today? Where will you be 10, 15 years from now? Where will you be 20 years from now? All that matters when you look at that is the decisions you make from this point on. When you think about thinking outside the box, what do we see right here, young people? What do we see? Is anything special about the box? It's just like a three-dimensional cube, right? But everybody say focus. Everybody say focus. I want you to focus, wherever the screen is, I want you to focus on the first square. And when you focus on this first square and you look directly into the center of it, for some of you, the box will shift. It will move. When it moves for you, I want you to raise your hand. When it shifts, there it goes, there it goes, there it is, there it is. There it goes, there it goes, there it goes. It's shifting in and it's shifting out. Shifting in and it's shifting out, yes? And see, here's the thing. For some of you, the box didn't shift until I told you that it could. See, sometimes in life, all you need is one person in your life to tell you that something's possible. All you need is one person in your life to tell you that nothing is impossible and you can do anything in life you want to do. But you have to be willing to think outside the box. Now, the question is this. When you make decisions, when you're done talking, I'll finish. This is about the rest of your life. This is about looking at your life right now and asking yourself, what am I going to do? Where am I going to go? Where am I going to be? When I came out of school in the 8th grade, I had to make some very critical decisions. Because see, when you drop out in the 8th grade and then you try to go back, sometimes they let you, sometimes they don't. So by the time I got my life together after dropping out in the 8th grade, I was so far behind that I had to go to alternative schools. See, my home school was Dunbar. So I went to Stuyvesant, I went to Waldman, I went to Westwood, I went to Longfellow. See, I was for the bad kids. Longfellow, they put all the bad kids in Longfellow. I was one of those kids. I was out of control, selling drugs, in gangs. And when I tried to go back to school, the thing about it was, they said, we don't know if you can do this, Mr. Garrett. I says, I have to. Because see, I lived in the Westwood area. I don't know if you guys know where Westwood is, up 3rd Street in Delphus. When I lived in that Westwood area, many of my friends weren't making it. And I didn't want to be another statistic. So when I got out of school, when I got out of juvenile that second time, I was 17. And I was about to be 18. And I knew if I turned 18 and I made that wrong decision, that life was going to be over. So I was trying to catch up. You ever try to trying to catch up and you seem like you can't get where you want to go? That's where I was, trying to figure it out. And I know some of you guys, even though you're happy, some of you guys are scared right now. You're trying to figure out, what am I going to do? I got to go to school. How am I going to get these grades? Do I got enough money? Am I going to have the support? I get it. But I know this, you can't stay here. There's a whole world outside of Dayton right now, and you have to be ready to take this world on by storm. And you have to be ready to make that decision that you're going to be different for your family, for your community, for the country in which you live, and the world in which you live. See, life is all about decisions, young people, and you've got to be willing to make that decision to win, because we need you. Now, I know what your parents say, shut up, don't talk to me. Anybody got a crazy mama? Just by show of hands. Okay, I just want to make sure I'm in the right place. Because my mama was telling me to shut up all the time. My mama was crazy, and my parents didn't play. I just want to make sure. But a lot of times as young people, you think that your voice doesn't need to be heard. I'm telling you that we need your voice. We need you to pick yourself up. We need you because we understand that at one time in this life that we're going to get older, you will be running this country in the next 10 to 15 to 25 years. You will be the new leaders, the new innovators. So some of you guys are going to college. Some of you are going off to the military. Some of you are going off to trade school. But I'm going to tell you this right now, and you can take it to the bank. You have to be skilled. Everybody say skilled. Skilled. You have to be skilled at something. Because if you're not skilled at something, you will fall for nothing. You got to be skilled. Whether it's education, whether it's a trade, you've got to get yourself skilled because you have to be ready. Ready for what? You got to be ready for life. See, when you think outside that box, you got to understand that education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Nelson Mandela. Here's the thing I want you to realize, young people, that from this point on, every decision that you make could be a good decision or a bad decision. Some decisions are going to be good. Some decisions are not going to be so good. But if you make a wrong decision, pick yourself up and keep moving. Does that make sense? You can't quit. There was many times I wanted to quit my life. There was many times when I told myself that I don't know if I can do this. Because I wasn't very smart in school. See, before IEPs, I was on IEP. I was special ed, meaning that I was in the room with the other kids because I was in that room where they put you in this room and you try to keep up, but you can't keep up. I was one of those kids. So I thought I was stupid, and many people made fun of me because I wasn't really good at math. I really wasn't good academically, but the number one thing I could always do, I could always read. So I was an avid reader. I read everything I could because I knew that if I could read, I could probably succeed. And the thing about it is, when I looked at my life and understood where I came from, I knew that I had to be the difference maker because when I left in 1992 to go to college, now some of you guys are wondering, like to myself, like, really? Like, did you really go to school? Yeah, I went to college. Was it an easy journey? No. Was it a hard journey? Yes. Did I feel like quitting? Yes. Will you feel like quitting sometimes? Yes. But the thing about it is, you can never quit because winners never quit. Does that make sense? Now let me share something with you. I thought about you guys last night. I was up until I went to bed probably about 12:31 by the time I fell asleep. And I was really trying to think to myself, like, what do I really tell these kids? What do I say to them that's going to make sense? Because see, the thing about it is, with your generation, if it isn't relevant, it don't make sense. It's got to be relevant. So I was like, do I become very educational and come to them and talk to them like this? But like, no, because they're going to turn me off. And so I called my son. Actually, I was on Snapchat with my son, right? And he's 14. So he's snapping me at 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, don't snap me at 1 o'clock in the morning. But I asked him, I snapped him. I'm like, hey, okay, I talk to these kids, Miles. What should I say? He says, Dad, keep it real. So do I have your permission to keep it 100% real? Are you sure? You really want to hear what I got to say? Listen. Little Yachty is not going to get you where you need to go. Montana 300 ain't going to get you where you need to go. Kendrick Lamar, he may get you there, because I love Kendrick. And I love Meek Mills. I'm just saying, that's just me. I don't know about y'all. But here's the thing. I've met so many celebrities. I met so many of these rap stars and things like that. And sometimes this younger generation, you look at those videos, and you look at their life, and you think that's the way it is. 9 times out of 10, that's not the true reality. Met Jay-Z before. Met a lot of these celebrities before, and I talked to them about what it's really like. A lot of that is facade. The thing about it is, you never follow anybody that you don't know if they don't inspire you. And understand that in this environment right here, these people in Dayton public schools, the staff and your teachers and things like that, these are the people who really care, your family members. They care about you, and they care about your success in life. And the thing about it is, when you make that decision to win, you make that decision to understand that nothing is impossible. For me, when I look at this, I kind of look at it like this. I look at these guys. Anybody know what these guys do? Navy SEALs. Here's the thing about the Navy SEALs. They have a philosophy that says this: we leave no man behind. And when you call these guys, you only call them if you're ready to win. You graduated right now, and I want you to have a Navy SEAL mentality, winning at all costs. Now, you don't hurt anybody in doing that, but you have to win at all costs, because now that you educate yourself, some of you going to college, some of you going to the military, some of you guys are going to trade schools, you have to be highly educated. And when you have that Navy SEAL mentality, you begin to realize that nothing is impossible. See, when I went to the 3rd grade, I met this lady right here who is now 90 years old. And when I leave here today, I've got a couple other meetings, and I got to go see her. Because this lady right here, you know what she did for me? She changed my life. And when I went to the 3rd grade, was doing real bad, ended up failing the 3rd grade. They put me in special ed. And she told me, she says, Mark Anthony Garrett, where you come from doesn't have to be your reality. She says, one day you will grow up and you will be significant. And I want to let all you guys know that when you grow up and you move out, all of you right now, you are significant. And there is this energy in the universe that will guide you and will help you if you focus. Everybody say focus. You got to be willing to focus. See, a lot of times when you look at this, you begin to understand that you got to stand on your own mountaintop. Now, I grew up in the hood. I grew up at 117 Huron Avenue. And in that neighborhood in the Westwood area, I never thought that I'd ever be standing on top of a mountaintop. See, my mountaintop was how many drugs could I sell? How much ooh-wee could I use? What could I do with the rest of my life? What was I going to do to kind of make that money? But I was doing it all wrong. But when I got educated and surrounded myself with the right people, this is me in California in 1990, and I'm standing on top of a mountain called Mount Whitney, 14,737 feet. And I climbed every bit of it. When I got to the top, before they took this picture, I'm looking out on the other side, and I'm asking myself this question: how does a young inner city dude from the hood, whose mother sold her body for money, whose real father's not in his life, whose biological father just left the scene early on, whose adoptive father is connected but not connected, whose adoptive mother's there but not there, domestic violence, how does a kid from the hood end up on top of a mountain? And I asked myself that question as I cried, and the answer that came to me was because somebody told me that it was possible. And I'm telling all you young people right now that anything you want in your life is possible. You want to be successful? It's possible. You want to be a winner? It's possible. You want to succeed in life? It's possible, but you got to make a decision to win. It's all about the decisions that you make from this point. And the thing about it is, you're going to run into some roadblocks. When you go off to school or you go off to where you're going to go, it's going to be challenges. You better believe it. There's going to be a lot of temptations. There's going to be a lot of things that's going to try to knock you off course. You've got to stay focused. You've got to win. And when I'm standing on top of this mountaintop, I'm asking myself the question like, what do I do? And after I came from here, I enrolled in college. Was it easy? No, because I was an 8th grade dropout. So when I went to a small school called Hocking College down in Nelsonville, Ohio, I was a wildlife biology major. And some of my family members were negative, because I got good family members, I got family members that were negative and telling me that black people don't do that. Don't go out there, boy, those bears gonna kill you. You're gonna fall off a mountain, man, you don't do that. But I was scared to death. And I was one of those kids, I'll fight you in a minute. I didn't care about anything. I was just so angry and so frustrated, but I knew that I couldn't listen. I knew that I had to do something different with the rest of my life. And I left Dayton, Ohio with no money, with nothing. But I had a dream. I had something I wanted to do, and I said, I'm not going to come back to Dayton. I will not come back here uneducated. I will not come back without my degree, because a lot of my boys, my dudes I was hanging out on the street with, man, you be back. We'll see you in about 6 months. You ain't gonna, man, wildlife biology, seriously, word. That's what we said back in the 80s, word. So I'm back there, and I'm trying to make the decision, and I went to that school, and I had to get a GED, and I had to get a degree. Because see, the thing about going to school with an 8th grade education, you gotta take remedial classes. So I started off taking very remedial classes. And when I took those remedial classes, I had to make this decision. Am I going to graduate, happen to get a GED and a degree? But guess what? I got that GED and I got that degree. And when I left, I had the whole world waiting for me. But it wasn't enough, because see, when I started working with young people right next to my college, there was this center for kids, and I started working with these kids, young kids like y'all, kids like me, kids who were in trouble. And I made a decision that I didn't want to be a biologist. I wanted to be a professional speaker. And my counselor was like, well, you got to go back to school for about another 3 years if you want to do that, Mr. Garrett. And I'm like, I don't want to go to school. But they said, you got to go back to school. So I made the decision to go from Hocking College, and I transferred down to Ohio University. And I spent 3 years studying interpersonal communication, and I hated every bit of it. Because school wasn't fun for me. I was a non-traditional student. I had already did some 2 or 3 years at the 2-year school. I didn't want to go back to school, but I had to do what I had to do, and I wanted to quit so many times. But I knew that if I quit, that I'll be quitting on my family. I knew that if I quit, that I'll be letting my community down. I knew that if I quit, I would be another statistic, and I didn't want to be that guy. So I did what I had to do, and I stand before you today. Not anything special, because I'm not. The only difference between me and you is I'm a little bit older, and I just made some other decisions. They're the same decisions that you have the opportunity right now to make. And I want you to make the decision to win at all costs. Because when you do that, you understand that life becomes better for you. Life becomes interesting, because I know that what do you guys love more than anything? No, you don't. You love this. You love money. And I was going out there talking to some of y'all, and some of you guys want to become mechanical engineers, and you guys work for the what? Almighty dollar, don't you? But you know what? This man, what's your name, young lady? What's your name? Kayla. Kayla, it's only $1, right? But it's snatch it. Seriously, sir. Word. So he said snatch it, but it's only $1, so it's really not worth anything, is it? Not really. She's right. It's not. It's not. She's right. No. You better leave that money alone. You better scoot it back up. There it is. Let me go over here. My young man right here. This is $1, right? Yeah. Is $1 worth something? Yes. How much is it worth? $1. See, he's at $1. What's your name? Cordell. I don't believe you. Pick that up. And I dropped it right there.
But that's $1 I could have had in my pocket for.
No, don't touch the money. Let me go over here. Go over to this table right here. Ladies, is $1 really worth anything? No, what, you really? I don't believe you. It's not.
That's $3, man.
Hold on. I got a $5 bill. No. Now, here's the thing. I need everybody to be quiet just for a second. Everybody be quiet just for a second. Everybody be quiet just for a second. See, I need everybody to be quiet just for a minute. See, a lot of you look at me and you think I'm crazy because I'm ripping up money. And I'm going all over this room and I'm ripping up dollar bills and I'm placing them. And I got a $5 bill. It's really not worth anything. Ma'am, you want to put that money back, please? Go ahead and put that money back. No, get it out your purse. Get it out. Get it out. And I got $2 right here. And I'm going to come over here because I don't want to discriminate. And I see that she's trying to scoot the money closer to her. I love the enthusiasm. I do. I do. Let me go over here. This young man's looking at me like I'm crazy. So I'm going to go ahead and rip up this dollar right there. And then I'm going to rip up a dollar right here. If you are sitting next to a ripped up dollar bill, so young lady right here, I see you looking at that, so I want you to get up and stand on it. So get the money together. If you're next to it, I want you to stand on it. Stand on it, there it is. I need someone standing on the 5. I need somebody standing on that. Somebody stand on that money right there. If you don't want it, then there it is. There it is, okay? Is everybody standing on the money? Everybody got the money up? Now I want you to take the money and I want you to put the money in your hand. And I want you to ball it up. I want you to ball it up. And then I want you to throw it on the ground. And I want you to step on it again. I want you to step on it again. Go ahead and step on it. I want you to be real disrespectful to it. Step on that. Throw it down and step on it. There you go. There it is. There it is. Not working? Okay, go ahead. Okay? Go ahead. Is this on? I don't think it's on. Yes, it's on. Okay? All right, fantastic. Now here's the thing. If you got the money, I want you to pick it up and I want you to look at it. The money's been ripped up, right? It's been stepped on. It's been disrespected. But here's what I want you to realize. Sometimes in life, young people, you get ripped up. Sometimes in life, young people, you get stepped on. Sometimes you get abused and misused and mistreated. But the thing about that dollar is if you pick it up and you put some Scotch tape on it and you take it to any store in America and you give it to someone where you can buy something, they'll take it. So the thing about it is, young people, sometimes when you get ripped up in life, when the challenges come, and they will, I want you to pick yourself up. I want you to dust yourself off. And I want you to tape yourself up, and I want you to keep on moving. Because that's what life is all about. So if you're holding the money, I don't have the money anymore, but because you were in the right place at the right time, the money now belongs to you. Give them a round of applause. Now, if you could have seen the look on your face as I'm whipping up that money, it was priceless. Now, here's the thing I want you to realize. When you begin looking at this, because of the decision that you make, it takes you anywhere. For me, it was Hollywood. It was the news. It was being on different platforms all over the world, talking to people about this, about love, about life, about passion, about purpose. And from there, I started working with kids, just like you. But I started out working with little kids, the babies. These are all first graders. Doesn't matter from kindergarten to first grade. I love working with young people. Kids from all different walks of life. Kids just like me. Kids who are different. The thing about it was, I love working with kids. And when I work with these kids taught me one thing, that you are the future and you are the purpose for which I live. I'm not here for just to be known. I'm not here to be famous. I'm just like you, just a little bit older. Grew up in the hood. Grew up with humble beginnings and challenges and trials and tribulations, but I'm here because people believed in me, just like I believe in you. When I saw you coming in, what I loved about you, your energy was high. You were excited. You were motivated, you were focused, and you were very respectful. So I am very optimistic about the fact that we're in good hands. When you leave this place and you go out into the world, I am confident and I am assured that you will do great things with the rest of your life. I believe that. But I also understand that it comes with a sacrifice. So everybody say focus. Now what I want you to do is, when I want to talk about this focus, see, I'm a science guy, so I like data. I'm a data-driven type of guy. If the data doesn't add up, it doesn't make sense to me. So here's what I want you to do. Whether this screen or one of the screens around, I'm going to put up a paragraph. And what I want you to do is I want you to focus on that paragraph, and I don't want you to talk. You can't talk. And I want you to count the number of F's that you see. If you see an F, like in Frank, Frog, Fred, I just want you to count how many F's you see, and then I want you to keep it to yourself, but don't share it with your neighbor. Are you guys ready? Yes. All right, here we go. But remember, when we do this, we can't be talking, so let's have a complete silence. I'm going to put this up. Don't talk. I'm going to leave it up for like 4 or 5 seconds. Count the number of F's that you see. It's all about focus, but we must have total silence. Count the number of F's that you see. Don't share with your neighbor. Count the number of F's that you see. And boom. So, how many of you saw only 2 F's by show of hands? All my 2s, put your hands up. Okay, 2s. How many saw 3? All my 3s, hands up real high. 3s. Okay, so 2s, 3s, hands down. How many saw 4? Okay, so we got 2s, 3s, and 4s. Very good. How many guys saw 5? Okay, so we have people saw 2, 3, 4, and 5. I get it. How many saw 6? Okay, so we got people who saw 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, hands down. How many people saw 7 or more? Okay, put your hands down. Now, here's the thing. The correct answer is what? Who has the correct answer? Okay, 4. How many? What? 7? 3, 2, 1? 4? Okay. 7, all right. Hands down, hands down. The correct answer is, let me get a drum roll, 7. Some of you guys are like, Mr. Garrett, impossible. Here we go, silence. Here it is, I want you to watch this. Gotta be quiet, I want you to watch this. Check it out. Let me go back. Okay, here it is. There's 1. Here's 2. Here's 3. Here's 4. Here's 5. Here's 6. There's 7. You guys see that? Now, I know some of you are like, I didn't see that. How'd that happen? I don't understand. But what I want you to do is I need you to understand that when you think you know what you know and you don't, that is called an epiphany. It is called an awakening. When I first saw this, young people, I thought I knew everything. I was 22 years old. I saw this. I'm like, I got this. Because the guy was offering $100 to anybody who had the right answer. And there were 6 of us in this training class. And I'm like, 3? Word. And I said 3. And when I saw 7, it blew my mind. Because see, the thing about it is that in life, what you think you know, you don't know. And what this really proves is that even though you look at something, just like sometimes people looked at me or sometimes they look at you and they say, you can't do this. You can't do it. It's impossible. But inside of you, there's the truth. Because even though we saw 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, the reality is the true answer is 7. And there's a 7 inside all of you. See, 7 is the completion. It's a number of completion. Inside of you, there is a winner. There is a champion. But I know sometimes it gets rough. What I need 1 volunteer to come up front for me, please. No, I need 2. I need a male and a female. Young man right there. And yeah, come on up here, young lady. She just got up and started walking. She said, I'm coming. I got this young man right here. But no. Young man, come on back. I need you. Come on back. I want you over here. So I want you to get this bag for me right there. Get the bag for me. Now, young man, I'm going to use you first. What's your name?
Terry Matthews. Yeah.
Terry Matthews. Thank you. Everybody say, what's up, Terry? What's your name, young lady?
Destiny Pettis.
Everybody, Destiny? Everybody say, hey, Destiny. Hey. What's your name, my man?
Jelani Allen.
Everybody say, what's up, Jelani? Now, Jelani, I want you to come on over here. Come on over. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out one of these balloons, and when I show it to you, I want you to tell me what it says. What does it say? Choices. Now, I want you to bounce that in the air. Don't let it drop. Bounce it in the air, don't let it drop, okay? Choices, right? See, sometimes in life, you gotta make those choices. But sometimes this gets in the way. What is this? It's fear. So you got the choices you gotta make. I know sometimes you get scared. Don't let them hit the floor. See, when you're trying to juggle so many things in life, young people, sometimes it gets difficult. And this young man looks like he's in shape, looks like he can run a triathlon. He's just out there doing his thing. He's trying to keep it balanced. But see, sometimes when you're trying to keep things balanced in your life, well, what do we have here? You ain't got enough what? Time. So now you got to put the time in there. See, there it is. No. What is going on? Now I want you to jump in there and help him out. Now they're trying to balance all this up. But see, when you leave, life gets in the way, and now you have what? You're trying to find your purpose, but you're trying to find your purpose, and you're trying to balance all that stuff, and they're trying to do it, y'all. They're really trying to. Oh, come on, man. Really? Word. So they're trying to balance it out. So what happens? Young lady, will you come with me? You trust me? Come on up. So now, I want you to jump in there, grab a balloon, keep them up, grab a balloon, and I want you to kind of help. Go ahead and do it. Now, you look at that, my man right here, I want you to come on up for me. I want you to jump right in there, and I want you to help those young people. So now all of a sudden, when you're out there doing what you feel you need to do, you got to have resources, you got to listen to people, and surround yourself with a successful team that will help you to win. Because when you do that, you understand that all the life lessons and all the things in life that we have, he said, my neck hurt, that we have is a lot easier to navigate. Let's give them a round of applause, all right? Fantastic, I love it. You can take the balloons with you, go ahead. I want you to stay here with me, young man. You have a seat right here. Just have a seat, just chill out. There it is. Now what did you notice? You noticed that when you had help, that you could succeed, right? You realized that when you had that help, that you could win at all costs. So sometimes when you go out there and you're trying to do what you need to do after high school, you're going to have those resources. Wherever you go in life, surround yourself with people who want to win. And the number one thing I want you guys to realize is, from this day forward, I want you to drop all the haters in your life. Because they're everywhere. They're everywhere. And so when you drop those haters, what begins to realize is, just like the other money, I got a $20 bill here, y'all. I got a 20. I got a 20. I got a 20. Now the thing about it is, who wants this 20? Who wants the 20? Graduate college and you'll get to wear how many 20s you need. That's all I can tell you. That is. You think I'm gonna give you a 20? There's no way. But here's the thing. When I look at this 20, and I ripped it, now the 20's ripped. Now, let me see, where are all the people who came up front? Where are all the people? Where are the people that came up front? I want you guys back up front. Come on, back up front. Back up front. Now we got 4 people here, okay? You're included because you came up. Now here's the difference between these young people. I want you to hold this microphone for me. These young people took advantage of an opportunity. I said, I want you to stand on the money. I want you to come up. I want you to help me. I want you whatever you need to do. They came up. They took advantage of the opportunity. Everybody had the same opportunity. Now I couldn't pick everybody, but sometimes opportunity comes and you don't take advantage of it. Because they took advantage of it, you're in the right place at the right time. Young man, I'm going to start with you. And I know that this is a rip 20, but what did I say earlier? If you take it and you rip it up, and you type it up, guess what?
It's a brand new 20.
It's a brand new 20. And because you were in the right place at the right time, you get a 20, and you get a 20, and you get a 20, and you get a 20. Give it up for him. Round of applause. Thank you, sir. There it is. Opportunity only comes to people who are ready. Now, here's the lesson. Here's the lesson. I know somebody, oh my God, he gave me $20 a piece. Whatever. It's just money. But the most important thing is, I sold into their life. You guys are done. I sold into their life with a $20 bill. But the most important thing I'm trying to anchor into all of you is I want you to sow into your own life. And I want you to fight as hard as some of y'all was fighting for that $1 bill. If you could have seen some of the faces when I was ripping up the money, and there's one girl back there, she said, girl, if you get that money, I'm gonna hit you in your face. I don't know why she said that. I don't know why she said that to the other girl. I don't know why she said that, but she did. You were ready to fight. She was just playing with her, let me get it straight. But you were ready to fight over a $1 bill. And sometimes young people don't want to fight for their education. You don't want to fight for your family. You got to be willing to fight for your family, fight for your community. You got to earn this. Oh, I graduated high school. It's great, but it's much more than that. Now it's your life. How many of you guys have little brothers and sisters? Little cousins? Get your hands up. Some of you, little brothers and sisters, they're looking at you. You can put your hands down. They're watching you. They want to watch where you are. They want to watch what you do. They want to see if you're going to come back home unsuccessful. And if you fail, you not only fail yourself, but you fail them too. See, it's not just about you anymore. It's about your mama. It's about your daddy. It's about your big mama. It's about your aunties, it's about your community. It's about all your friends who hate on you sometimes because now you're going off to school. You ain't gonna make it. You ain't gonna do anything. You gotta prove them wrong. But not only proving them wrong, you gotta prove it to yourself that you can have anything in life that you want. I never thought that I could do this. I never thought that I'd be a speaker. An 8th grade dropout who lived in the hood, who lived in the projects, family evicted from project to project, going in one project, and mama, did they coming to collect the rent and we can't pay? How do you not pay on Section 8? How can you not afford money and we're on Section 8 because daddy lost his job and he couldn't afford to pay for money, so we had to go around to the food pantries and get food. I don't know if you know what it's like to open up the refrigerator and there's nothing there but air and opportunity. You sitting there looking at it and you're like, man, I wish there was some food in here. I don't know if you understand what it's like to eat cereal with water. Rough. But I want you to realize this. Young people, very important. I want you to realize this. That it doesn't matter the trials and tribulations. Education is your access out. Education is your gateway to wherever you want to go in this life. I've been all over the world. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm just saying that I grew up in the hood. I'm from here. This is not a game. When I go visit my son in prison, it's not a game. It's for real. When I go talk to him and I can't reach out and I can't touch him because he made that wrong decision, that is real. When I go visit my friends every year to their grave sites, that is real because they made the wrong decisions. And how I was almost so close to being that guy, that statistic. But I stand here not because I'm anything great. I stand here because a lot of people helped me. A lot of people believed in me. A lot of people sowed into me and saw in me what I couldn't see in myself. And I see in you what maybe people saw in me. And that is opportunity, hope. See, hope is everything. Hope for your family. Hope to come back. Where's my mechanical engineer? Young man, come here, man. You right there. Right there. Come here. Come here. Come on up. Come on up. What's your name, man?
Jamal Walker.
Jamal Walker. Met him earlier. Went up to him. I said, how you doing? He said, how you doing, sir? First thing out of his mouth, he says, sir. You gotta be respectful. See, the world is watching you. Everything you say, everything you do, everywhere you go, you gotta represent yourself well. People say, Mr. Garrett, don't wear a suit, you're talking to kids. This is my uniform. If I come in here dressed like you, you're not gonna respect me. This young man here was poised. First thing I noticed, I liked his shirt. I went up there, he put his hand out, shook my hand, looked me in my eye. I asked him, what do you want to do? The first thing he says, what was it?
Mechanical engineering.
Mechanical engineering. And what did I tell you?
A lot of money.
A lot of money, a lot of opportunity. Mechanical engineering could take you anywhere in life you want to go. But what I was most impressed about with this young man was not his shirt, not the fact he looked fly. One about that is when he opened his mouth, he represented himself well. He spoke well. He He carried himself well. And as a result of that, he inspired me to know that, you know what? I want to sow into kids like him. I want to sow into all kids, but I want to work with those kids who want it. Because if you don't want it, I can't do nothing for you. You got to want this. You got to fight for this. Because your family's watching you. Your family's wanting you to win. For some of you, you may be the first generation to ever go to college. I don't know. But your family, they're watching you. They want you to succeed at all costs. They want you to win. And young man, I want to tell you something. I don't know you. I just met you, but I believe in you. And when you carried yourself that way and you said those things, it inspired me and gave me an idea and gave me motivation to continue doing the work that I'm doing. And what I want to do, if it's okay with you, I want to exchange information with you. And if it's okay with you, you don't have to take it, you don't have to, but if you want to, I want to mentor you. And I want to walk you through that journey of the next 4 years. Now listen to me. I'm on camera. They got cameras here. And what you don't realize is that I'm doing a national youth movement right now. And what I even didn't share with Dayton Public Schools, because I just found out last night, we're going to turn this into a documentary, and I got people backing me to do it. So I want you to understand that this right here is going to be part of a national documentary that talks about the advancement of young people. We started right here in Dayton. How did you see, if you had never graduated, you wouldn't have been here to know that. This is bigger than you. So, Mr. Walker, yes? First of all, Mr. Walker, I want you to hold this. See, Mr. Walker, I don't know. I know, listen up. Let me see this. I know that I gave everybody 20, I get that. But see, Mr. Walker inspired me so much more, and not that he really inspired me more, but I'm gonna give you a 22. But listen, because you carried yourself well, and because you spoke well, and you made an impression, and you were at the right place at the right time, I'm gonna give you another 40. Listen up. Listen up. Now I want you to capture his face right now. I want go camera lady, look at his face. Word. Now this young man has $60 in his pocket, right? Listen up, listen up, listen up. You guys missing the point. It's not about the amount of the money. It was about what he did to get the money. The timing, the positioning, how he carried himself, how he spoke to me, how he looked me in my eye, shook my hand, and had conviction in his voice, conviction in his handshake, and how he believed in himself. The $60, guess what? He gonna spend that. It's probably already gone. It's probably already spent. But the thing about it is, Mr. Walker, for the next 4 years, I will mentor you. I will guide you. I will inspire you. I will help you. And I will tell you this too. I will not take any BS from you. It's all about timing, and it's all about getting it done. See, when I invest in somebody, I expect the same in return. So if you want it, you don't have to take it. But for the next 4 years, you can call me. Mr. Garrett, I'm going through some troubles. Can you give me some advice? I'll be there for you because I believe in you. And this whole mechanical engineering, I want you to understand. I want you to understand this too. When he said engineering, everybody say engineering. Engineering. It's not just about mechanical engineering, but it's about now engineering the rest of your life. Putting yourself in the right place at the right time to surround yourself with the right people. When I first got here, there was a lady who, Marsha Bonhart, there she is. When we were kids, we watched her on TV. We watched her on TV. And I was telling her the story about, Sidney Poitier, who's a African-American actor. When I saw him when I was 8 years old in the heat of the night, I wanted to be like him. When we saw her on TV, see, what Miss Bonhart didn't know is that she gave us hope. Because when we saw her on TV, we said, well, if she can be on TV, maybe we could do something with our life too. And so even though unbeknownst to her, I met her years ago when I first started speaking, I have a picture with her at home. But what she doesn't realize is that she inspires so many people too, and you never know who's watching. Doctor, you want to tell them your name, sir?
Robert Walker.
Mr. Walker, see, when I was a young kid living in Dayton, working these summer jobs, he was kind of working in that program. Come to find out, he's a baseball player, played great baseball, knows my 2 older brothers who play baseball too. Didn't even know he knew them. Some of the mentors that I had in my life, he knows them too. So, Mr. Walker, I want to share with you too, sir, that your job and your diligence and your dedication to the young people in this community inspires so many people, because I used to be just like you, sitting just where you were sitting, trying to figure out what am I going to do with the rest of my life. Thank you for your service, sir. Let's give this man a round of applause. Thank you. But young man, if you take this, I promise you that I will serve you. I promise you that I will give you everything that I had. Do you want to accept the challenge? I'm going to challenge you too. I want to see the grades. I want to know what school you're going to. Where are you going to go to school?
Urbana.
Urbana? I got friends in Urbana. I'll come and see you. But the most important date that I want you to establish for me is in 4 years. I want to come to Urbana in 4 years, and I want to sit in the audience, and I want to see you walk across the stage with a degree in your hand. If you do that, I promise you, if I am still breathing, I will be there. Does that make sense? Yes, so let's give it up for this young man right here, and let's give it up for his success. Let's do it, man. I believe in you, sir. Now look at his walk. Did you see the walk? Did you see the walk though? He was like, did y'all see that? I peeped that. So here's the thing. I want everybody up. Everybody up. Everybody up. Now, I need everyone to be quiet, and I want to do this quick exercise. I got about 3 minutes left. So what I want you to do, everybody say focus. Focus. We're trying to get ourselves unstuck. We're trying to get ourselves to that next level. So what I want you to do, I want you to take your left arm and put it out like this, thumbs down. Take your right arm, put it out, thumbs down. And then I want you to interlock your fingers like this. Okay, interlock your fingers. Okay, straight elbows. There it is, fantastic. Now, without breaking your bond, I want you to do the same thing with your hands that I'm going to do with mine, but do not break your bond. On the count of 3, we're going to inhale. 1, 2, 3, inhale. And then you exhale. Slowly turn your hands like mine without breaking your bond. Sometimes it doesn't work, but sometimes, there it is. Now I want you to look around the room. And what do you see? You may be seated. Now, everybody can be seated. You can be seated. Some of you are wondering, how do you do it? Is he Magic? Is he David Copperfield? Is he Kevin Hart? I don't know. But here's the thing. What I did was I got you what? Distracted. Thought I was trying to get you focused, but I got you distracted. And this young lady right here, she had no idea, but she was the pawn. Because here's what I did. I told you to focus on this, and like this. But when I had you go like this, I had you so focused on what I was doing. And when I said straight elbows, I never went like this. I went like this, and over 99% of you didn't even see it, and it was right in your face. Some of you did see it. Now, the lesson in that is this, and I got to conclude. The lesson is, in life, be careful what you focus on. In life, be careful who you listen to. And understand that nothing, and I mean nothing, is impossible. So I want everybody to kind of stand up one more time. And I want you to put your hands in the air. And I want you to do the number 1 sign. And I want you to repeat after me. On this day, I promise myself that I will win at all costs. I will treat myself with love, respect, and dignity. I will make my parents proud. I will make my community proud. But more importantly, I promise to myself that I will make myself proud. Young people, let me share this with you as I conclude. I want to thank you so much for your time. I want to thank you so much for your energy. God bless you. Let's go get it. Let's make a change. Let's make a difference. And let's go out here and become whatever we want to become. God bless you. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much.
Jamal Walker's parents are here. The young man's parents are here.
Did they just come? Okay, now I understand Jamal Walker's parents. Wait, sir, could you come up? I know this isn't in the program, but I want you to come up. Mom and Dad here? Come on up. Come on up. Now this is totally not part of the program, but come on up. Come on up. Were you guys here the whole time?
Yeah.
Okay. Come up on stage, sir. Come on up.
How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good, man. First thing I want to say is that when I met your son this morning, he changed me. Because when I looked at him, I saw the shirt first, because the shirt was nice. And I walked up to him, and I got to say, when I looked at him, he looked at me, and when he opened up his mouth, I said, this kid has something different. And the first thing I thought about is, whoever his parents are, they did the right thing. So I want to let the two of you know, and I want to ask, since you're here, is it okay that I mentor your son? Is it okay? He was like, yes, you can. But look, this is what's up. See, when he graduates, there's going to be nobody more prouder. Of course, he's going to be proud, but these two right here, they're probably going to have tears of joy. You understand? But I want to let you know that your son is awesome, and thank you for raising a good young man, a strong young man, a young man who knows how to carry himself, a young man who knows how to shake a hand and look a person in the eye. You guys did a great job. So can we give it up for his parents? Thank you guys so much. Thank you. All right. Man, got it. And with that concludes my portion. God bless all of you. Thank you so very much.